so dry, I probably won't even use a single tear off today. Oh, it's good to be back. Steve, pre-race interview. What's your goal?
Finish.
Yeah, 1 lap.
At least.
There you go. 1 lap, me too, hopefully. Welcome to the 2021 Hangover Hare Scramble at Virginia Motorsports Park, sponsored by SXCS. This is my first one in a couple years, and I am stoked, so let's get into it. Unfortunately, the AMA has changed our rules. We cannot have anything on our helmets. So in case you're wondering, I'm running a chest mount, and unfortunately it presents a lot of challenges when trying to create good footage, watchable footage for you guys. So I did the best I could considering it was drizzling and this was practically a mud bog, and this was on my chest. So with that being said, let's get into this race. And we're off. Count 16th or 18th out of 26. Not bad considering the conditions, I guess. I don't want to be that guy and start the video off with excuses, but I've got stock tires on this bike. They're DOT legal stock tires, and oh my gosh, this is horrible. So after the straightaway, we come into this single track, and I imagine if it was dry, this thing would be real flowy. But it looks like I'm not the only one having problems here. We're all trying our best. I'm going like 2 miles an hour and getting passed by dudes going like 3 miles an hour. So it wasn't just me. It seems like these were just absolutely horrible conditions to race in. It's kind of hilarious though, like snail race type stuff. One thing I am happy with, I've learned to select optional lines and starting to get a little bit more aggressive. So you'll notice I take the inside line here and just plow through some tight stuff. At this point, we're just playing a 5 mile an hour game of cat and mouse here. I'm passing some dudes, getting past them, repassing them. Come up to the first hill climb section here, and this tore a couple people up. This is slick. I got stock tires on this thing. Like 15 PSI, I forgot to adjust them. Hey, the first straight I can get out of second gear. That doesn't last too long, I lose the front. Oh my god. So we hit this clay section and it seemed like I had a little bit more grip, so I started to increase speeds a little bit. It seems like the pudding, the brown dirt, the pudding is where the horrible traction is. It's like greasy, super greasy, but yeah, this clay surprisingly gave me a little bit more traction. But anyways, I knew a section was coming up here. There were some pretty nice jumps, I mean 50-foot jumps, step-ups and stuff, and I really wanted to hit them. I had watched a video of this place before, and I really wanted to send it off of these jumps. So I try to get as much grip as I can, and that's all I can manage. Horrible. Alright, coming up to the infamous section that caused a lot of problems of the day. Everybody who raced this race knows about this section. The 3-foot hole. I noticed that the left side outside edge isn't too bad, so I take that. I actually took that both laps. Luckily, I did not get stuck. This thing sunk so many bikes. Alright, check this out on the right side. Listen to this dude rip. So that was more towards the end of the first lap. You actually come back that way towards the end of the first lap, and that dude is ripping because we're only 3 or 4 miles in right now. We got another 3 or 4 to go. So that dude is hauling. I hope one day that I could get up there and lead like that. That dude was telling me to stick to the left, and it seemed like that was the theme throughout this race. The left side seemed to be better traction pretty much 95% of the time. This section was pretty cool. It was wooded and kind of fresh trail, so it wasn't all rutted in or anything. I think they just put it in. But there's a lot of giant puddles, and I just say, no. Nah, that's okay. I'll go to the left.
Alright. Kindly nope.
This guy here's got the right idea. He, I guess he said nope as well. So we just noped on through the woods. So at this point in the race, everybody's pretty much found their pace. I've already been passed by all the fast guys, and I've already passed all the slower guys. So now it's just me and this one guy right now. And how I'm looking at this race at this point in time, I remember thinking this, if I can get past this one guy, that's a single pass, that's a good. So I try to trail him, and we're going through this single track section. I gain a little bit, lose a little bit, gain a little bit, but I finally get past him.
Man, that is a common theme with this race.
I have to say, whoever you are, it was good following you through the woods. We were pretty darn near evenly paced, and I think if you wouldn't have slipped up, I think you would have kept the lead. I gotta say, this race, man, this was very challenging. This was the hardest race I've ever done. You know, in years past, I've always had a problem with endurance because I'm an ex-smoker, but I recently quit smoking and have been practicing on my backyard track. So this entire time, I'm a little bit frustrated because, yeah, the mud's wearing me out and everything, but I'm coming back from it quick. I'm still very energetic and ready to rock, and I really wanted to rip. I really wanted to just crack her open. But that just was not happening. So at this point in the race, conditions caught up to me as far as trying to keep the camera clean. There was nothing on me that was clean. I had two rags to wipe the camera as I went. Burnt through those. My gloves were toast. So unfortunately, video footage gets kind of spotty from here. It is what it is, you know? It's a mutter. Alright, so coming up to the finish line with the first lap. I did not DNF, put a lap on the board. Super stoked about that. I am running 19th in my class out of 26 and 96 overall out of 170. Not great, not terrible. Definitely not great. Definitely not where I want to be, but it is what it is, you know?
It seemed like every time I get the confidence to stick it in third gear and start letting the back end eat, I lose the front end and I almost come off the bike. I'm kind of worried about that right now. Somebody's letting her eat.
Coming back through these sections on the second lap, it's crazy to see the absolute carnage that happened to this trail. And to the left of me, Melvin, what's up? How you been? Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, bud. How bad is it?
Playing another 5-mile-an-hour game of cat and mouse with this dude up here, coming into that little uphill section. You know, that thing didn't have a lot of incline, but man, it was slick.
Oh, fucking hell. I guess we're going this way. Not the way I want to be. That's exactly shit.
I was trying to take that line up there at the top right, but it didn't work out that time. I kind of slid down into the rut. Alright, so we're about halfway through the second lap, and here's where things started to go kind of south for me. I lost energy. I'm pretty exhausted from fighting this mud. And honestly, things slow down to a crawl. I would have stopped and helped you, but it looked like you already had help, and we were kind of in a bad position, a bottleneck there, so I kind of just wanted to keep going. So I apologize if you needed the help. So you can see just how bad this is getting. This is second round through. The first lap, this was actually solid ground, and now this is, it's swampland too. I guess through here, I just kind of try to keep it going and, you know, try to find something solid and dry, but it's pretty rough going through this section. And it finally happened. I finally get stuck. Huge thank you to the 2 spectators that helped me get out of this. Seriously, thank you guys.
Oh, here we go. Worse. Oh no.
We had to do last week. A couple people got stuck on there. Just pick it in, get it pulled out, drag you over this way, and try to get it out.
Okay.
Right here.
This way.
Didn't bring the spare pants.
Let's see.
There you go.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Alright, this has to be said. These dudes are out here in street clothes. They don't know me for Adam, and they just run over and jump right in. I mean, really, those are the real MVPs of the day, man. Seriously, thank you. I would have been stuck there. I would have been fighting that probably an hour. I was exhausted. If I see y'all again, I want to buy y'all a beer.
Damn.
So I take a minute here to stop and contemplate my life choices and how am I going to get out of this one. I don't want to get stuck again. I'm just exhausted. I've been fighting this mud. I'm exhausted. And so this dude takes this line, and I'm like, you know what? That looks good. So I come out of the woods and I'm rejoicing because the second lap is almost over. I think I got less than a mile in the second lap, and I come up to this.
Oh, fuck.
And this was pretty gnarly.
I don't know where the foot line is.
I don't either.
So I stared at it for probably about 30 seconds, and I came up with the idea to do zigzags across the ruts. So time to get going.
Yeah. But where to from here?
So the problem is the track has gotten so rutted that on the surface it just looks like a little puddle of water, but really they're like 2-foot deep holes that you're done for. You're stuck. Ain't nothing you're doing. You're stuck. So at this point I'm being extremely cautious because I've already got stuck once and I'm super exhausted and I don't want to have to deal with that again. I won't complete a second lap at this point.
Hey guys, so which way's the best to go?
I have no idea. I'm just trying not to get stuck.
I went through here yesterday, and let me tell you, it was perfection. This is garbage.
Right. Yeah, this is pretty bad.
Alright, let's see what's here.
Good luck. I say good luck. All right.
You know, this has to be said. I stopped to take a breather and I was passed by a female rider. One whom is more skilled than I am, because she passed me. We need to encourage more women to get into this sport, seriously. If you are a female and you want to ride, do it. And if you want to race, absolutely do it. There are classes specifically for women, or you could join the open classes or the vet classes. It doesn't matter. But I guess my message here is get out and ride. Do it.
Get under the banner.
Okay.
So I'm not entirely sure what was going on, but I was told to go around or go parallel to this one section, right up on the ridge there to the right. I'm guessing there was a huge backup or something. The reroute was definitely no picnic either, so either way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Coming up to the checkered flag on my second lap here, guess who passes me right at the end? Ben, 10 West Moto. Cool guy. Got a bunch of racing videos up on his channel. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to watch. So I go through the checkered flag, 18th out of 26 in my class, and 89 overall. Not bad. Not bad.
I lost my rear brakes about 5 miles in the first lap.
Oh yeah?
The front end washed out when you tap on that bitch.
Dude, it's bad. It took everything I had to keep it up. How many laps you end up doing?
3.
Nice, I did too. Man, I'm gonna go put this shit up and go take a break. Brother, it was good seeing you.
Yeah, man.
Good racing.
So that was officially the hardest race I have ever participated in, but super thankful to be able to do it. Glad to be back. Glad to see everybody. Thank you, SXCS, all of the event coordinators, and everybody who was involved. Look forward to the next one. Catch y'all later. Peace.